What if your computer stopped waiting for your keystrokes and started fixing its own mistakes? Most of us use AI as a fancy dictionary. We ask a question, it gives text. But how do we bridge the gap between a chatbot that talks and an agent that acts? Today, we aren't just looking at code, we're sketching the anatomy of Clawdbot. This is an autonomous agent that lives locally on your machine. It has hands, it can write code, browse the web, and debug errors while you step away. We're going to dissect the architecture that makes this possible and explore the massive psychological shift from simple automation to true cognitive offloading. Introduction. Welcome back to Cortex and Code, where we explore the blurring lines between human psychology and machine learning. Usually, AI is a disembodied voice, but an agent is a different species entirely. It has agency. To understand why this feels so different to our brains, we need to map out its digital nervous system and the psychological loop, the OODA loop, that allows it to reason like a human. Let's grab the pen and map out the anatomy of this digital lobster. The digital nervous system, architecture. Let's look at the physiology of this agent. Think of Clawdbot not as software, but as a three-layer biological system running entirely on your local hardware, whether that's a Mac, PC, or Raspberry Pi. In the middle, we have the gateway, running on local port 18789. In neuroscience terms, this is the central nervous system. It manages memory, tracks conversation history, and routes signals. It ensures the brain maintains a coherent identity, whether you're talking to it via Telegram, Slack, or a terminal. Above that are the omni-channel interfaces. These are the sensory inputs. Because the gateway syncs everything, the agent has object permanence. You can initiate a command on your desktop terminal, walk away, and check the result on your phone. The context follows you. And at the bottom, the agent layer running in RPC mode, remote procedure call. This is the motor cortex. Unlike a standard LLM that just hallucinates text, this layer connects to muscles. It can control a Chrome browser, execute terminal commands, and edit files. It doesn't just describe a solution, it physically executes it on your machine. The OODA loop, modeling human problem solving. Now, having a body is useless without a mind. How does Clawdbot actually think through a problem? It uses a model borrowed from military strategy and cognitive science, the OODA loop. Most scripts are linear. Input A leads to output B. Clawdbot is circular. It mimics human metacognition. Let's say you ask it to deploy this app. Act. It tries to run the build command. Observe. It reads the terminal output and sees a crash. A standard script would die here. Orient. This is the critical psychological step. The agent analyzes the environment. It realizes, I am missing a library. Decide. It formulates a new hypothesis. If I install the library, the build will succeed. It loops back to act, installs the fix, and tries again. This self-correcting capability is what separates a bot from an agent. It is observing its own behavior and adjusting its mental model of your computer in real time. The psychology of cognitive offloading. Why does this matter for us, the users? It comes down to cognitive offloading. Our brains have a limited supply of executive function, the mental energy required to plan, focus, and switch tasks. When you manually debug a terminal error, you are burning high-value glucose on low-level friction. By using an agent like Clawdbot, you aren't just automating a click, you're offloading the loop of problem solving. This aligns with the extended mind thesis, the idea that our cognition extends beyond our skull into the tools we use. When the tool has agency, the friction disappears. You become the architect, the lobster becomes the builder. Conclusion. Clawdbot is a glimpse into a future where our computers aren't just waiting for instructions, they are anticipating our needs. It's powerful, it's a little frightening, and it's running right there on Localhost. If you enjoyed this sketch breakdown of the psychology behind the code, hit that like button. I'm curious, does giving an AI hands on your local machine feel like a superpower or a security nightmare? Let me know in the comments. This is Cortex and Code, and I'll see you in the next loop.